Welcome to the, can you hear me? Okay. Welcome to the Rotary Club of Tulsa, one of the friendliest service clubs in town. My name is Rhonda Daniel, and I'm the club president. We are so glad that you are here with us today. Let's begin our meeting by having our volunteers come forward. Song and pledge will be led by Jerry Murator. On the piano is Tom Wolf. Visitor introduction is Lynette Potter. And invocation is now, come on, Dish, Elaine Dishman.
Shall we bow our heads? Lord, inspire us today with the qualities of good leadership. Give us insight to make wise decisions, integrity to face the truth, courage to make difficult choices, and compassion for the needs of others. Make us a model of justice and honor to the world, and let us never forget that our job is to serve both you and others. Amen.
Please join me in singing God Bless America, followed by the pledge. God bless America. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We want to give our visitors a nice warm welcome, and I would like for the visitor and the Rotarian to please stand. Brooklyn Wright, the grandson of Glenn Wright. Give him a warm welcome. Glenn Weber of Tulsa Opera, and John Raines. Janet Forrester is the visitor with Ben Wyndham. And our visiting Rotarians we want to say hi to. Mickey Moore. Hi, Mickey Moore. Wallace Williams of North Tulsa. Hi, Wallace. Michael Sider of Vineland, New Jersey. Hi, Michael. And Peter Jansen of the South Side. Hi, Peter. Thank you.
Thank you, Lynette. I'd like to take a moment to thank today's Rotary sponsor. It is Doug Collins with Collins & Associates. As a reminder, we need to keep Doug in our constant prayers right now. We encourage you to do business with your fellow Rotarians. In addition to today's sponsor, let's take a moment and thank all of our volunteers who made this service run so well. Let's give them a hand of applause. We have 2 committee meetings today, Crescendo Awards in room 233 and social service events in the back of this room. I have a few announcements to make. On behalf of the club, we are extending our condolences to John Miska, a new Rotarian, on the passing of his sister-in-law following heart surgery in the Seattle area. She was John's wife Sherry's younger sister. Please keep the family in your prayers. Condolences are also extended to past President Mickey Immel on the passing of his daughter, Blythe Immel, She lived in Horton, Texas. A celebration of her life was held on October 2nd in Dallas. Cards are on your tables for expressing your sympathies to Mickey and the Emmel family. Congratulations to Jason and Sarah Dent on the birth of Camellia and Kennedy, identical twin daughters, yesterday. We understand they are all doing well and look forward to pictures, Matthew, got that? Okay, in their near future. Now, those of you who missed the picture day that was taken on September 24th, you get another chance to be in that photo. How many of you missed the picture? Wow, where were you? Okay. Did you get that, Tim? Okay, you meet over here on this door in the lobby right here, and we're going to have another chance to take it. This time, Ron Butler is going to be taking the picture, so Jerry can get in the photo. So be sure to meet over here. It'll just take a few minutes, and we don't want to miss the opportunity to put you in that photo. Our speaker on October 15th will be Fred Davis, chairman of the Strategic Perceptions, Inc. If you're planning to bring a guest to hear this political and corporate marketing strategist, please make advance reservations with the sign-up sheet on your table, so we have enough for everyone. On October 24th is World Polio Day. Clubs in the Tulsa metro area are going to have In Polio Now information at the Woodland Hills Mall on Friday and Saturday, October 24th and 25th. If you would like to help staff one of the 2-hour shifts, please contact the Rotary office or past district governor, who's here with us today. Wallace, would you stand again, please? Wallace Williams. Thank you for coming, Wallace. It's only a couple of hours of your weekend, so come join us. I'll be there, and then I get to go shopping, right? Thanks, Brad. Okay. All right, last week's dedication to the playground at Celia Clinton was done in the honor of Mike Chittum's memory. How many of you were able to come to the meeting last week? All right, those of you who were not able to come, I'm just going to give you a little plug. Kids are very dear and precious to my heart, and everybody has their passion in here, and kids are one of mine. Just so you know, when we came to dedicate the playground and see the kids sing and see a tour of the school, the children take a lot of time to make homemade thank you notes. And I have some of them here, and I also took stuffed pumpkins. They did all kinds of things. They made owls and thank you notes. But I'm going to read what this little girl said. They took a picture of them at the playground equipment, and it says, "I love this park. Thank you very much. Thank you for making the park. You rock. Thank you, Rotary Club of Tulsa." Another one, as you know, the playground is very vibrant. And this little girl, which I thought was very unique, she says, "My favorite part of the playground is," you would think slide, swing, she says, "the colors." I know, see? You should be there. Okay. Anyway, it was great to go there last week. And just because we don't meet here doesn't mean you don't need to be there. You're missing out if you miss. Okay. Now, it is time for Jerry to come back up on the stage, and Desiree, who's filling in for Dell Dreyer. They are going to introduce some of our new members. So come right this way. And today's new orientation was done by Barney James. Thank you, Barney, for coming in early and helping with this. And make sure they stand up here. Yes.
Stand right here. Good afternoon, Club. It's my delight to introduce our newest member, Joy Walker. Joy moved to Tulsa in May 2014 from Shreveport, Louisiana. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Louisiana. And serves as minister for Unity Center of Tulsa, which is downtown at 18th and Boston. Prior to going into ministry, Joy served for 26 years in higher education administration for several colleges and universities in Texas, primarily in Texas. Joy has been a Rotarian since 1992. She served as chartering president for the Big Sandy, Texas Rotary Club in 1997, and she became a Paul Harris Fellow in 1999. She has also received the distinct honor of being named Rotarian of the Year for the Downtown Rotary Club in Tyler, Texas in 2002. We are honored that she has joined our club. Joy, welcome. Oh, Joy.
Going to do a picture?
It's okay. It's okay. I've got all the
Well, stick around. You can be in our picture. It gives me great pleasure to introduce to our club my son, Matt Murator. I first met Matt in 1967, an hour after Thanksgiving that year. And he's been a pride in my life ever since. Matt returns to Tulsa after 15 years in Arkansas. That was quite enough. And after 20 years in the print business, working for other companies, he bought a franchise with one of the largest promotional print, e-commerce, and multimedia needs companies in the United States, Proforma. And his own franchise, in the last few years, he's extended his services to Bentonville, Fayetteville, Little Rock, Oklahoma City, Southeast Kansas, Southwest Missouri, and finally, Tulsa. So he has an office now at 320 South Boston. He's the franchise owner, and his business does everything from printing to distribution and branding. And if you don't know what that is, he can come and explain it to you. It gives me, as I said, pleasure to introduce Matt to the club. I want to also encourage, I know I talked to Richard Gibbs, he didn't have the honor of introducing Russell to the group when Russell became a Rotarian, but any fathers who would like to bring their sons and daughters into the club, it really is a great joy. I'm going to present to Matt his four-way test and his Rotary pin. Now I've got to explain to my mother who this guy is, you know. So.
All right, Matthew, did you get all that promotion of his son's company? Okay. Guess what's coming? All right. No, that's very exciting. We love to have new members join us, and welcome to the club. And now, Brenda Melancon, if you would please come. She has some Paul Harris Fellow Recognition presentations.
Thank you, President Rhonda. The Rotary Foundation is one of the largest and most important programs of Rotary. Without the foundation, Rotary could not continue its many humanitarian programs and its efforts to promote world understanding, goodwill, and peace. The foundation is a nonprofit organization supported solely by contributions from Rotarians and friends of the foundation who share its vision for a better world. The Paul Harris Society contributions to the Rotary Foundation support education, improvement of health, and alleviation of poverty that enables Rotarians to bring hope and promote international understanding through the world. As Rotarians donate beyond the $1,000 mark, the Rotary Foundation gives recognition points to that Rotarian. And as these are generated in their name, they can donate them to others. Rotarians in our club have graciously donated the recognition points to honor the following Rotarians as Paul Harris Fellows. I would like to recognize these Rotarians on behalf of the trustees of the foundation because they become Paul Harris Fellows. Alicia Herrera is being recognized for her total commitment to Rotary. Alicia, can you come up? Her many committees, she serves as co-chairman right now for the Rotaract liaison with Bob McKenzie. She also serves on many committees that are directly related to youth, as well as the technology and the Rotary website. Katie Johnson. Katie Johnson is a Club Foundation Fellow and a Paul Harris Fellow. Katie has chaired the Celia Clinton Elementary School Committee, which is our adopted school, and is also a member of Crescendo and the membership committees. Mark Short is a Club Foundation Fellow and a Paul Harris Fellow. Mark has had extensive involvement with our adopted school, Celia Clinton, and recently dedicated the playground equipment last week. He currently serves as co-chairman for that committee. Tom Wolf is our most extraordinary piano player. Each week, he not only brings beautiful music, but his joyful presence. At this time, I feel he is really not thanked enough for the job that he does. Thank you, Tom. Tom is also a member of Crescendo and the Singing and Pledge Committee. Please join me in congratulating these newest Paul Harris Fellows. Today, we are also recognizing multiple Paul Harris Fellows, and these have contributed above the $1,000 gift. At this time, I'd like to recognize the following Rotarian on behalf of the trustees of the foundation who have made next level multiple Paul Harris Fellow. Tony Oliva, Paul Harris Fellow +6. At this time, I would like to recognize our newest member of the Paul Harris Society. This Rotarian has committed to annually contribute $1,000 or more to the annual fund, Polio Plus, or an approved Rotary Foundation grant. Please join me in recognizing our club president, Rhonda Daniel. Today, the trustees of the foundation and I have the distinct honor to express appreciation to a fellow Rotarian who has made substantial contributions toward the goal of international understanding and peace. It gives me great pleasure to announce past President Rod Sands has made contributions to the program that qualify him as Major Donor Level 1. Rod has been a member of our club since 1981 and is a really true leader of our club. He is often quiet and anonymous, but Rod has been instrumental to this club in many avenues. Today, we are publicly acknowledging his leadership and commitment to Rotary and to our worldwide mission. Rod is a past president, a member of the Allen Edwards Society, a Club Foundation Fellow, Tulsa Rotary Foundation Sustaining Member, Tulsa Rotary Foundation Benefactor. Rod volunteers on special projects and the Rotary Foundation Committee. Rod's a Paul Harris Fellow and now a Major Donor Level 1. Please, again, recognize Rod. At this time, I would like for all Paul Harris Fellows to stand and be recognized. Yay. I always love that part. Thank you.
What an exciting day. Don't you like coming to our club? Yes. All right, very good. All right. We're going to have some project announcements now, and I would like the following people to come to the side mic. Tom Klinda, John Raines, Charles Seacrest, and Calvin Rowland. Go ahead, Tom.
Thank you, President Rhonda. I have two announcements about our IBA awards. First, pull out your smartphone, save the date, Monday, June 22nd, 2015, 6 o'clock. June 22nd is our 22nd annual Henry P. Iba Citizen Athlete Award Dinner. Be there, save the date. Also, we're kicking off our early bird campaign. You see the forms up there. Stop by the table, get the discount table between now and Halloween. You don't have to pay till January 31st. Great deal, save some money. and stay tuned for some big, exciting announcements coming up later. Thanks.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm here to stump for some more participation and money this morning, so I know you're so happy to see me. We're kicking off our first annual Art, Immersion, and Appreciation event. And what we're doing is we're collaborating with Celia Clinton to take children to art events so they can appreciate the cultural aspect and see the love and the vision and the hope, and maybe in most cases, how life could be different for them moving forward. It's another way that we can engage with multiple partners. This year we're partnering with the opera, and I have Greg Weber here with me this morning. So we're having a night at the opera, October 22nd at 5:15. We're meeting at Spaghetti Warehouse, which is managed by another Rotarian that's going to provide a great meal for very little cost. We're going to eat with the kids. You'll be paired up with those that you signed up to sponsor with. And then we're going to travel from there to the PAC, and they're going to see Cinderella. So it should be a wonderful evening. I encourage you to put your boots on the ground here and sign up to sponsor a kid. They will be absolutely delightful, well-behaved, and enthralled, and you'll have a chance to, I promise, change a life. And it might be your own. So I wanted Craig, he wanted to say thanks, so I wanted Greg to introduce himself.
Hi, I just arrived here a week ago, and this particular event and your website is one of the first things I looked at. And I've been telling the folks I've been having lunch with today, you guys are fantastic. What great things that you guys do throughout the city. I'm proud that I moved here. I moved here from San Francisco and just arrived. You guys are terrific. And this particular event is exciting because there's two things that can cross any boundaries: food and music. And you're going to be doing both in this night. So I do hope you come out and support this. Tulsa Opera is certainly in great support of this and in all of the events that you guys do. Thank you so much.
Okay, so dress up. This is a dress rehearsal, so it's a little less formal. So you don't have to worry about dressing up like this. The kids can come a little less formal, but it will be a night at the ball. So it'll be the Cinderella ball. So please, please help us participate. We're trying to chaperone 100 kids. So thank you.
All right, on your tables there, you'll see a list of companies that have graciously volunteered their time on November 5th for Business Visitation Day. Hopefully you all take a moment, if you haven't already, to take a look at all the great companies. There's, besides business, nonprofit, sports, financial, energy, healthcare, hotel, hospitality, tourism, even animals. So good opportunity for you to go out on November 5th and support your fellow Rotarians. You'll be able to sign up online as well, but you have a yellow card there. If you'd like to fill out today, I'll pick it up and we'll get you lined up. Because of the turnout of the people volunteering, we have 39. We're going to keep it at cap at 10 people per place. So first come, first serve in that. But again, considering what you said about Cecilia last week, sign up, make sure you go. It'll be fun and you'll get to know something that maybe you didn't know before. Thank you very much.
Hi everyone. We're looking for some volunteers to teach junior achievement courses at Cecilia Clinton this fall. If you've never done this, this is a great way to interact with students in the classroom. We get to teach them some valuable basic workforce and financial literacy knowledge. And you don't have to be a skilled instructor or a experienced teacher to do this. The materials and lesson plans are prepared for you, and JA will provide some training and some orientation. It does require a few hours of your time. There's about 5 courses. They take about 45 minutes apiece. And there's some prep time. And it may also require you to step outside of your comfort zone a little bit, but it's a rewarding experience. We have some sign-up sheets on the tables. Also, if you have any questions, my email and phone number there, please feel free to reach out to me. And also, if you know someone outside of Rotary that's interested in participating, please pass along the opportunity to them. We have about 20 spots to fill, so we got a little work to do. Thanks.
Thank you. Sarge, you promised me you're going to talk fast.
I didn't say promise. I will try my very best. So at the end of this, as has become a semi-custom, we're going to have a very quick auction for a Tulsa run entry that the CEO of the Tulsa Sports Commission through Karen Keith gave to us. So anyone who wants to start training for the Tulsa run in a few weeks, you can bid on this at the end. One thing I did want to say, so a member that can't share in Rotary right now, Doug Collins, who we recognized at the beginning for being a sponsor of Rotary today. In the next 10 days, he's going to have been in Rotary for 50 years, which I think is incredible, and he's probably not going to be able to share that with us, but you know, it's just so incredible when you see Rotarians who have been committed to this club for so long. Oh, so I will start today. So I don't know who saw GT, is GT here today? So GT was in the Tulsa World, and it was a great write-up editorial from the Tulsa World. I just wanted to give $50 because I think he does a great job in politics that so few other politicians do. Lauren, I see you right there. So Lauren, with a little help from Uncle Ed, has given $85 today. So this is a picture of Lauren at the Rotary Club of Weymouth, which I know I'm pronouncing correctly, in Dorset. So it's for Lauren's 28th birthday on October 15th, as well as Uncle Ed's 40th-ish birthday on November 16th. So thank you, Lauren. So Daniel, are you here? He's not expecting this, which is fun. So secretly conspiring with his wife, I've been gathering pictures of Daniel, and it was his 50th birthday on October 5th, so happy birthday for that. And also your 25th wedding anniversary to Melanie on September 9th. So say thank you to Melanie and gotcha. Charles Seacrest, who told me prior to come up here, if he had another minute, he has some terrific jokes, so I'm going to offer the mic at the end if he wishes to. But it was Charles' birthday on October 15th, and $100 from Charles. Thank you. Beverly, there she is, looking very sparkly today. So Beverly wanted to give $100 honoring the men of note who apparently did a great performance, and they're all diamonds in Beverly's book. So congratulations to the men of note, and thank you, Beverly. Terry Heritage, not here today. Thank you to Terry, who gave $100 for dedication to the Mike Chittum Playground. It's Terry's birthday on October 21st, so thank you very much, Terry. So I don't know if anyone saw the subtle placement of Montero's ad over most newspapers in the city, but we couldn't help. And I've got more suggestions for fines for this one than I've had for anything else. So Kathleen rallied Montreux to give $100, and I just got given another $50 from their marketing director as well today. So thank you very much, Kathleen and Montreux. Ed Hicks, Eddie, he's right over there. So it was Ed gave $100 for 35th wedding anniversary to Rhonda on the 29th. 38 years in Rotary, and it's he was 26 when Ed joined the Old Man's Club, which is now the medium. Sorry, it's the Ed Hicks Club now apparently, and also the final dollar for the photo he had with Sir Kuji Tanaka from a recent dinner they had in Kansas City. So thank you very much, Ed. John Brock, I haven't seen John today. $100 for John's birthday on September 12th. So thank you, John. See, I haven't been here for 2 weeks, but I've still been trying to get people, so we've got a few. So this is the first of three related to the incredible work they're doing with the Gathering Place. So Bob Jack gave $1 for every acre of the Gathering Place, which is $100, and this is a picture of Bob with Jeff Starver and just the incredible work they're starting to do and the incredible gift which is going to be to the city. So thank you, Bob. The next one is Norm. Are you here today? Norm Asbjornsen. Because I mumbled it because I wasn't sure how to say it. Norm Asbjornsen. Thank you very much, Norm, who gave $100. Aon, through Norm, gave $3 million to a Gathering Place, which for me, for my children, I live less than a mile away from this. We have another one on the way. We're going to have 3 kids who get to enjoy this for the next 10, 15 years. So thank you, Norm. TC, Big wave. There we go. TC's at the back. 35 years in Rotary. He's 63 and 40 years of marriage to Ava and a little extra, so 150. Thank you very much, TC. So I don't think that Tom knows about this one. Tom, are you here? He's not. Oh. Well, this was a surprise for Tom. Tom qualified, and he doesn't talk about this. He came first. He qualified for the U.S. National Senior Olympics in 2015, and he won the 100 meters and the 50 meters. So Mystery Rotarian gave us, you can see she's female, that narrows it down a little, and $150. So thank you to her, and congratulations also to Tom. That's incredible. Tim Knoll, Weeby Trees, were honored at the Better Business Bureau's award ceremony. They were the winners this year of the 2014 Torch Award. So $200 from Tim. Thank you very much. Bill Ray? Bill, you here?
Yeah.
Oh, up here. Thank you very much. Oh, sorry, over there. I was being waved at over there. Sorry, Bill, sorry. Thank you in advance. Bill, $200 for your birthday on September 25th. Thank you very much. Vic, are you here? I know Vic will be hiding. One of my favorite people, Mr. Morgan, he's not here. He knew I was going to announce it today as well. $200 from Vic for his 4th Rotary anniversary on September 22nd. So thank you very much, Vic. Jeff Stava. It is like abandon the Sarge day. I will still take your money, though. $500 that Jeff gave for half for Camp Enterprise and half for Oh, Jeff is there. John, I am so sorry. I wrote your son's name down. I apologize. So it was Sandy and John were supporting their son on behalf of the TCF, again, for Jeff's leadership with the Gathering Place. So I'm going to fine myself for putting the wrong name up there. Thank you very much, John, for $500. All right, so I think we have a season winner here because we had OSU a couple of weeks ago, OSU again, and now the entire season's worth of OSU tickets have gone. So all you people need to step up and get the last few tickets for the season tickets. So a huge thank you again to Tim and Barbara Knoll. This is the last one. So for all the runners in here who've not paid and want to get a very easy way to register, who will give me $30 for a Tulsa Run entry? Do I see 40?
Sold.
$30. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Matthew.
Thank you very much.
It is now time for the Rotarian of the Day, Emily Patterson Harris. Dr. Harris has served in a number of roles while on staff and faculty at Langston University, Tulsa for the past 33 years. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. She recently transferred to the Tulsa Sunrise Club after being a member of the North Tulsa Club for many years. This is her first year to serve as Assistant District Governor. She's a Paul Harris Fellow. Please welcome Rotarian of the Day, Emily Patterson Harris.
I aspire to be a Paul Harris Fellow. Thanks for giving me that little nudge. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Well, I certainly know that the Rotary Club of Tulsa has been very busy for the last 99 years. So congratulations. That is an achievement that is truly worthy of honor. So let's give yourselves a round of applause. 99 great years. Well, I'm here today to introduce our district governor and my friend. And as Rotary has avenues of service, I'm going to introduce him and the avenues of life. And he has been an exemplar of excellence in many avenues of life. He's an educated person. He's earned degrees at Oklahoma State University and Northeastern State University, as well as study at other institutions. He has been successful in the corporate world. He has literally worked in countries around the world, in addition to being a business owner. He is a family man. He has been married to the vivacious Carol for over 40 years, and they have 4 children, correct? And as a Rotarian, he has earned just numerous awards. He's active in all areas in terms of giving of his time and giving of his treasure. I think it's really neat that he came into Rotary by way of his father and has been at the Sunrise Club ever since. I have known Herb Orr for many years. We work together. I've observed him in numerous situations, and he always exemplifies strength of character. That type of person that is the same whatever that situation is. He is truly a person of integrity, and it is a pleasure and an honor to introduce our District Governor, Herb Orr.
I got one question. Miguel, do you pull the plug at 1 or when is it? Thank you very much for sharing your time. Ni hao. I share a lot of stories with the clubs I go to, and you are number 46 on my list right now. Carol and I have traveled to 10 international conventions, as been in Rotary for over 20 years, and we've had an opportunity to visit many different companies with Rotary as well. But this last event in Sydney, Australia, I can tell you was very unique. We had the opportunity to travel from Tulsa, Oklahoma on the 19th of May and arrived in Auckland, New Zealand on the 21st at 5:30 a.m. It's a short trip, just for your information. Auckland is like going to San Diego in my opinion. I really did enjoy going to Auckland and visiting that city and spending time there. We went to a charter banquet for a brand new club there in Auckland. We got there at 5:30 p.m. A young man of 28 years old picked us up and drove us to this charter banquet. Very interesting. He was a brand new Rotarian. In fact, there was only 2 members in that club, that starting club, that were above the age of 30. Energetic group, pretty good. I mean, they were out there thinking of new projects and things they could do in their community. And believe me, in New Zealand, there's a lot of opportunities as well as there is here in this country. Well, we arrived in this charter banquet, and we walked in the door, Carol and I and this other gentleman, and Gary C.K. Wong was in the room, the president of Rotary International. His wife, Karina, as well. Well, let me tell you a little story before. Carol and I attended the PETS training. Rhonda was there, the presidential training down in Fort Smith, Arkansas, and Gary and Karina's plane was delayed 24 hours. So we had to stay an extra 24 hours in Fort Smith and take them around town and show them the museums, take them to dinner, and of course Carol had to go shopping with Karina. We developed quite a relationship. Karina came out of the shopping center when we went to pick her up with armloads of stuff to take back to Taiwan. Amazing people, and we really developed quite a relationship with us. But Gary didn't just walk across the room to shake my hand. He ran across the room. Here, this subdued Taiwanese man, or Chinese man, very conservative, gave me a big hug. Of course, he gave Carol a kiss too, which I was okay with that. And then Karina came up and gave me a hug as well and a kiss, and Carol, and we had an enjoyable evening that night. Well, that was grand, but we had an opportunity to travel to the South Island. The South Island is absolutely gorgeous. For those that have been to New Zealand, it's probably the most beautiful country I've ever stepped in my entire life. Absolutely gorgeous. We had an opportunity to visit a lot of farms while we were there. This one particular farm we stopped at, this one individual was extremely proud of his sheep shearing capabilities. Pretty amazing. They have these Murano sheep there that have about 10 inches of beautiful wool. Well, he brought one of these sheep into the barn, set her up on her hind end, and sheared her from her feet all the way up around her ears in 45 seconds. Pretty amazing feat as far as I'm concerned in itself, but then knelt down and picked that wool up in one piece. I can tell you for a fact, if I had done that, it'd been in 1,000 pieces. Absolutely would have. But you know, this guy was even more proud of his dogs that worked his sheep. He had about 10,000 sheep on his little farm and was extremely proud of what his dogs were able to accomplish. He had this reed that he would put in his mouth, and it was like a whistle, and he'd blow this whistle, and the dogs would do exactly what he said. He had this one animal, it was kind of like a blue heeler, Australian shepherd type animal, and was really fantastic about staying on the heels of these animals and keep them moving. We had another animal, 150-pound red bone, something cross, maybe bloodhound cross, 150-pound animal, not a little animal, and barked with the deepest voice you can ever imagine. In fact, it wouldn't shut up. He would have to tell it to shut up, and that was the only way he would do it. Well, he had another animal, and he called it a counter, which I thought was kind of odd. I'd never encountered anything like that out on the farm. But this particular animal, he said, would go out and count the lambs or the sheep for him. And I thought, well, okay. So he sent it out. 20 minutes later, it comes back, and it sits up and kind of barks out 40. And I thought, that's kind of odd. And the farmer looked down at him, shook his head. No, that can't be right. He said, I only purchased 38 lamb. Well, the dog looked back at him, kind of cocked his head, and said, I was rounding up. And that is my only attempt at a joke, I promise. I won't do it again. I don't do it. You know, I'm really very excited about our theme this year, which is Light Up Rotary. It's a call for action for all Rotarians to go out and light up Rotary. Share what you do in your community with others. And I mean your friends, your family members. And I'm extremely proud that you have a father and son in this club. My father brought me into Rotary, or got me involved in Rotary over 21 years ago. It happened to be involved with service. That was MSNI before MSNI started. Amazing project. Service is how or why I got into Rotary. The fellowship is the reason why I stayed. Being involved 21 years ago, over 21 years ago, I was in the process of joining this club. It took a little bit longer than I thought it should. I was a little young and energetic, and I thought I needed to be in there real quick. Well, my father was a member of the Rotary Club of Tulsa Sunrise. He called me over there. I visited one time. It worked out well for me, and I'm very thankful for becoming involved in Rotary. It's been a real opportunity and a privilege to be in Rotary, and I thank him very much for that. You know, Emily didn't share my involvement in action groups. My involvement in action groups are water and sanitation, against child slavery, things like that, because I feel very strongly. You know, you develop kind of a passion from experiences, personal experiences we have in life, and I developed some of those passions as well, traveling internationally. I was working overseas one time for a large corporation. I worked a lot overseas, about 14 years, and I was working for this one corporation. It was in Jakarta, Indonesia, and I had people to care for me, make sure I was safe when I wasn't at work or at work. I was over there training. Well, I had this one gentleman that traveled with me all the time, carried a sidearm on him and an automatic weapon to make sure I was okay. He stayed with me all the time. He was outside my door day and night if I was there. There was a woman that also cared for all my needs. She made sure my clothes were ironed, my suit was pressed, everything was perfect. If I needed tea, she was there to make sure I had tea. That couple lived across a wall in this compound I was staying in. They were there in a little hut, no running water, no sewage system, no electricity, and no food. Everything they had in their little hut came from the corporation I was working with. This was a very large multinational corporation. Well, one Sunday morning, 9:30 in the morning, I'd been there about 2 weeks, there was a knock on my door. There was a little 12-year-old girl that was sent to my room. She was sent to my room to satisfy my physical needs. I didn't know what to do about that. I was a cradle Methodist. I was raised in the Methodist Church, and I believe very strongly in what we do as Christians or whatever group you belong to, that we do the proper thing, and children are not mixed in with our adult life. We take care of our children and treat them well. So I sent the little girl away. I had children that age. I couldn't imagine that. I sent her away, and 45 minutes later, there was a knock on my door. It was a 19-year-old boy. They misunderstood what my intent was. They didn't understand. So I thought, what am I going to do about this? So I took the young man down, bought him a Coke. We sat down for 2 hours and explained that he was actually servants of the people that I was working for. He and the young girl were working for those people. They were required to do that so their family could get ahead in life. I went back to the manager of the facility and talked with him briefly and explained him what my dilemma was and why I didn't believe that was the correct thing to do. He didn't understand the concept because he had multiple wives, and he thought it was okay for people to do that. I told you it was things like that that inspire us to go and succeed and do positive things in the world. I was inspired. I was intrigued as to what I could do in life. But I want to tell you a little story, or I want to let you know that there are more people in this world today that are enslaved than all of recorded history. And it's because people are taking advantage of others, and we need to be aware of that. Even in our own community, in Oklahoma, in the United States, people are out there using people, and we don't need to allow that to happen. So I'm asking Rotarians to step up. If you see something, you think of something going on, you address it. You do what you can. If you see a child that needs you, step up and help that child. Thank you. Well, I'm going to share a little more positive story with you. 43 years ago, I was working in a hospital. I saw this cute little redhead walking down the hall. I was working the evening shift, and she was working the day shift. So I thought I'd ask her out. Well, guess what? She wouldn't go out with me. I repeated my request over and over and over again. 6 weeks went by, and she still wouldn't go out with me. So one day, I saw her get on an elevator. It was about 6 a.m. in the morning. I saw her sneak on an elevator. I slipped in behind her. I wasn't stalking then, by the way. I sneaked in behind her. I went in, the door closed, and I gave my first elevator speech. And believe it or not, she's still hanging around after 43 years. It's pretty amazing. But I did something right. The point behind that story is you have to have something that you're taking out there to sell your members or your future members. You have to have something that's intriguing. No matter what business you have to have something positive to share with others. You have to have some way to bring people to you, whether it's your customer base or new employees. I want you, as a Rotary Club of 400 plus members, to step out, think of your club as a brand new club, and each one of you are responsible for building your club. Go out, find young people, take them to an event like one of your socials, or whatever you're doing. I was listening to what your board was telling me today, and you're doing so very much. And if you take them to those events, you share things with them, I think you'll be amazed as what will happen. Get them involved in a service project. That's a big hook to young people. That's what hooked my daughters into Rotary, is that service aspect. I can tell you for a fact that that's where you will snag them, and not just young people, but retired people. They want to be involved in their communities, so you go out, think about your club as a new club, and share what you have with others around your community, because you have a great club, believe me. I would have joined your club if it had met my needs at the particular moment. Now today I can do whatever I want to after I'm district governor. I can go to any club. I have that option. You know, we talked briefly about polio eradication. October 24th is World Polio Day. Thank you for bringing that up, by the way. I'm encouraging clubs to step up and give as much as they can between now and October 24th. Send it in on October 24th. Share what you can. We need to eradicate this disease. That disease came to South America in March, the last of March. They never detected who the individual was or found that individual, but they found it in the sewer system. And we need to make sure that we go around and we get rid of that disease. Pakistan has less than 200 cases this year, which is pretty remarkable. It's a tough area to succeed in, but we're going to succeed, and we have to succeed at this particular problem. This is at a critical state right now, and if we do this, we will conquer this dreaded disease. We don't want to see this millennium-old disease come back and haunt our country again. I don't want to see my grandchildren or my great-grandchildren end up with this disease. 100 to 150,000 children either dead, disabled, or unable to function in life, and then have it come back and haunt them in later years, which it is. I talked briefly about DDF, district designated funds. I hate acronyms. It's the worst thing. It's a killer of communication. Oh, that sounds like the alarm. We have a lot of opportunities at district to share the money that you are giving to Rotary International through the annual fund, through polio. We need to be sharing that back with you. I'm encouraging your club to step up and use that money. We had $50,000 left on the table, approximately $50,000 left on the table last year, May 1st. We went back to the clubs and requested that they apply for that money again. It is your money. You need to be using as much of that as you can. I pooled in another $90,000 to that this year, and next year I hope we'll have more. It looks like we're going to be able to do positive things in our communities, but it is your money, and you should be using that money every single year to add to what you're already doing. In fact, everything you can almost imagine for children, you can use it for scholarships. I know you give a lot of scholarships, SCRY, whatever it is, anything to work with children. It's amazing what you can do. I imagine the school that you're working with too, you could use some of those resources for that too. Encourage you to go to that meeting in May and be part of that. Use that money. $4,000 is a lot of money to be throwing away. Just do that. I need to talk about the District Leadership Academy real quick. Thank you, Pedro, for standing up and doing that this year. I don't know whether you're the first from the Rotary Club of Tulsa to go through this Leadership Academy, but thank you very much for doing that. It's an opportunity to get the equivalent of a master's degree in Rotary. In the first 2 months of that event, of that education, I gained more information than I'd gained in 18 years. It was amazing. And I can tell you that it's an opportunity, and you should be sending at least 1 or 2 people to that Leadership Academy every single year. It will help for your future leaders. They'll understand the concepts of Rotary a little bit more. I encourage clubs to step up. Rhonda came to district conference this year. We had a grand time, a lot of fun. The Rotary Men of Note, thank you very much for being here, being at that event. We had a wonderful time and really appreciate them coming. It's an opportunity for you to connect with other Rotarians from around our district. And I can tell you, those are the connections, those conversations that occur are what will lead you further and further into your Rotary life. You will learn more going to an event like that than you ever will sitting in a meeting like this. It's an amazing event. District conference, oh, we did raise some money at that event. We raised $2,500 for polio. Big deal. We put jars on the table and raised $2,500 in just a couple of days with jars on the table. Pretty fast. People just put pocket change in. I need to tell you about the Rotary International Convention real quickly. Rotary International Convention is going to be in São Paulo, Brazil. I love Brazil. Iguaçu Falls, it's worth the trip to go to Brazil to go visit Iguaçu Falls. It sounds like it's time again. They're going to cut the mic off, right? If I got about 2 minutes, I'd like to share one more story with you real quick. It's about a past district governor. He and his brother graduated high school in 1952. That's a long time ago. I was just a puppet in 1952. But he and his brother decided they were going to buy him a car. So July 4th, they had their new car, loaded up a whole bunch of friends, and went down the strip pits to go swimming. Well, not one of them could swim, but they got into the strip pits and kind of pedaled around and had a good time. One of those individuals, the past district governor, went over an edge and was drowning, and his friends couldn't help him. He was going to die. A stranger up on the shore jumped in the water, pulled him to shore, saved his life. He is alive today because of a stranger. He doesn't know who that stranger was, but he was his hero. That individual's name is John Broadbeck, past district governor John Broadbeck. He was saved by an individual he never got to know what his name was. He was his hero. And I can tell you as Rotarians from the Rotary Club of Tulsa, you are heroes to many children around the world, and we thank you very much for that. You need to give yourself a round of applause for all you do, not just here, but around the world. You do positive things, and I'm amazed at what you've done in this club, and I'm very proud to say that you are Rotarians in Tulsa. And I talk about you a lot, by the way, in good ways. I'd like to thank you very much for allowing me to come and be part of your club today. Emily and Rhonda, thank you very much. Thank you for sharing your time with me. Sheshe, thank you. Thank you for your service.
It's an honor to have you with us, District Governor. I'm going to go ahead and say what's coming up here. We've got upcoming programs. I know it's time for us to almost leave here. We went ahead and had the speaker, well, let's see. I'm sorry, I'm off here. Okay, Fred Davis is coming this week, next week, and then the next week we're having, okay, there we go. All right. I'm going to give you one more story about Celia Clinton. That's what's on my mind. That's why my mind's kind of going somewhere here. When one of the little girls was interviewed on the television about the playground equipment, I was standing there so I could hear what she had to say. She was 6 years old. And she said, "I wish the Rotarians were teachers here." I'm thinking, where is she going here? She goes, "So we could honor them." You see, she hasn't met a lot of you, but yet we're strangers to her. But it means so much to the children that we get involved. And I'm just going to encourage you again to find your passion. Thank you for coming to see us today. He has signed the speaker book called Frog Trouble. Where's the book? Okay. Don't show us the book. It's called Frog Trouble. There you go. As we conclude today, don't forget, if you are not in the picture, to come over here and get your picture taken. Well, Tim's going to take you to the designated spot, so please do not miss that opportunity. It'll be quick and fast. And I was looking for a song that was about fall. And here's a little tidbit for some light up Rotary fun to brighten your day. The closing song, you'll recognize it. We are adjourned. No song.